Coming off a season opening win, USC looks to keep the momentum rolling, but the Bengals are bearing down as Idaho State looks to pick up its first win of the season here at Galen Center. It's USC. Skells, Keith Kimball, and Bianca Burns with the basketball. We're ready to go. Game 2 of the regular season. Up it goes and away we go in game 2. And Dylan Darling with the basketball for Idaho State. A skip inside for O'Neal. Works on Elohim, the freshman. Swings around the arc for Otten. A ton of transfers on both sides for USC and Idaho State. Shot clock is at 5. It's a 3-ball from Griffin, and it goes to begin the game.
That was great defense.
To the corner for Abo. Looks for help and sends it back to Claude. Trojans letting the shot clock dwindle. Cohen goes to work. The former Minuteman fouled and finishes.
USC with some. He's a big guy down there.
Off on the free throw.
Seems, but it does go against the Trojans on the foul.
Mentioned Idaho State's struggle scoring the basketball against Arizona State. They scored just 48 points as O'Neal drives inside. Can't get it to go. Offensive board for Otten, and he puts it back.
Better on shot selection so far tonight.
USC looking to answer. Claude works on Darling, skips it, Cohen. And he has back-to-back buckets for the Trojans.
Against Chattanooga, and he secured that loose ball there.
A first-team selection in the A-10 a year ago. Averaged 16 points per game there. Here's St. Thomas, swings it to the corner. Elohim, the pump fake, the pull-up, and he hits.
The closer. He likes bringing him off the bench because he can be that all-around reliever for USC.
Not just in double figures scoring, was 6 of 6 from the field. Cohen with his third basket for USC. But at the game at Idaho State, St. Thomas had 28 points against the Bengals in a 2-point win. Griffin was his primary defender in the first half. Claude, spin move inside and spins right away. Both these teams have plenty of new faces. Bergen thinks about the step back. Lob inside, taken away. It's Yates with the steal. Coasts the other way and gets fouled.
Instant impact from with
an injury, but when he was healthy, former Washington assistant, now you.
By graduates and seniors.
Yates, 2 for 2 from the line. Redshirt freshman on the board. The Trojans put the press on. Hounding defense. Darling through traffic to end a 10-0 run for the Trojans. And he does. Once Kyle Smith left to go to Stanford, he hit the transfer portal corner. Shelley, the freshman. Back up to Thomas. Looks for a lane. Agee to Noling. Runs to the rim, lays it in, the hoop plus the harm.
Immediately driving towards the basket and drawing the and one.
Part of the reason we saw so many players contribute in that season opening win wasn't anyone scoring 25 as an offensive rebound for Agee off the missed free throw, but plenty of players in double figures. Agee looking for a back cut for Thomas. Underneath the hoop, dishes Shelley, another and one for USC.
Great.
Jalen Shelley, and that's his first collegiate basket for the true freshman. He can't hit the free throw. Thomas finds Noling, can't finish on the layup, out of bounds and back to Idaho State. Another great pass, but Noling unable. They've turned the ball over 8 times in the early going. USC has over double the shots that Idaho State does. St. Thomas down the alley, feeds underneath, Agee the layup. Tries to dish it to the corner. Shelley underneath Noling. Ball flying around. 6 on the shot clock. Trojans have to hurry. Shelley with 2 to the cup and fouled again.
great game presence.
Right. And Shelley off on the fairly different roster, struggled with last season. Shot 69% from the stripe as Shelley made. Idaho State, the basketball, needing a basket. 3-minute scoreless drought. O'Neal up with the right hand, bit too strong. Slacker tries to save it. He saves it right to Jackson Green, who lays it up. Isaiah Griffin. It's with Darling. Lobs inside, under the basket, Otten. Looks for help. O'Neal lines one up, connects. Isaiah Griffin takes on Abo. Here's Darling, step back over Slacker, knocks it down. No run. Yates from the corner. Halfway home, buoys out, loose ball on the floor, USC scoops it up. Cohen to Abo, to Thomas, works inside, up with one hand, and it Karum's already there. 7 minutes to go in the first half. USC looking to get off to a 2-0 start. Darling down the left side of the lane, his layup crawls over the rim and in. Darling was 7 in the first half from long range in this first half. And Idaho State can make it a one-possession game with a basket here. Darling dancing, turns, fades, got it again. Darling with 9 in the first half, and Idaho State within 2.
And again, we talked about it pregame that as USC nearly misses a basket, Darling, the stats don't jump off the page in previous years, only 1.7 points per game.
His first career basket earlier tonight, and he makes in and out, Cohen the board, and here comes USC. 13-2 run for Idaho State. Yates inside, flies to the rim and scores. Up top, Darling, orchestrating the offense. Sends it to the corner. Griffin, a 3-ball for the lead, off the heel, offensive rebound for Idaho State. They are 5 of their last 9.
Now tied with Josh Cohen for the most points in a USC uniform with 6.
Darling drops it off O'Neal. Can't get it to go, and then another foul inside.
Good block there by AG to stop the first shot from going up.
Shot 71% from the stripe last year. Now, Green just one of several. Jake O'Neal another, so was Isaiah Griffin before he transferred a couple of years ago. Trojans up 2. Yates to Abo. Wesley Yates gets it to Cohen. Looks on the smaller defender. And a turnover, but a foul. And he misses the free throw. Tie or take the lead. O'Neal works on Abo. Up with the right hand and in. All even at 25 here in this first half. Double team shows. 3-ball on the way for Daberco, doesn't go. And then Idaho State just has to heave. Meza almost got it to go. And then O'Neal the foul on the rebound, and it sends struggle 0 for 2 so far. And he's 0 for 3.
Bad
Points, but has been a solid defender. And he Griffin to Darling. Back in. Taking on Thomas. Looking to get it back to Darling, and he's fouled by Wesley Yates.
Eric Musselman.
The line, and he makes the first. 10 points tonight for. Now Musselman not happy. Wasn't a lot of contact, but Darling makes both. Back to a 2-point game. Thomas skips it. Cohen, the fake, inside and scores.
Cohen had a very strong start to the game, has quieted down a little bit, and maybe those 2 points will start to heat him up.
Darling to the rim, tough finish. Dylan Darling putting on a display. He has 13 in the first half.
There's a career high of 8 points for him against Arizona State. Already beating that.
Into the corner, Elohim, 3-ball, connects.
And gives a kiss to the Idaho State bench there, showing off some flair.
The true freshman from Sierra Canyon, and a foul underneath on Noling.
Bench there.
Freshman playing with passion. State in the ball game. He has 15 in this first half.
Nearly doubling up his career high in the first half.
St. Thomas finds Cohen for USC. Back inside, Cohen slapped Bergen. And Cohen to the line. All right, he makes the one more for Cohen. Makes the pair. USC, who can stop him? Trojans haven't had anyone who can stop Dylan Darling.
Now the true freshman Elohim guarding him.
Almost turned over, and then a foul on USC. It's on Noling. Now let's take a look. It was a bad pass. Noling got a hand on it. Bergen just tries to stop him. And thoughts on that, Thomas?
No, still having words with the officials.
As Bergen, Yates, AG, and no the corner. Elohim gets Slacker, cutting. Abo up to Cohen. Looking for a friend. Slacker curls inside to Thomas. Thinks about it. Loses the handle. And a foul on Darling. Now we'll have to see. They might have time. Depends on how Idaho State work. Aegis.
Trojans back below 50% at the free throw line.
And Thomas misses both. He was an 87% free throw shooter last season at Northern Colorado.
It must be something at Galen Center. The Trojans have struggled at the charity stripe for multiple years.
And Elohim, a bit too aggressive. He undercuts Quentin Meza.
Continue for the rest of this first frame.
Meza knocks down the first. Elohim, just his first. Meza rattles home differential between shot clock and game clock. Do they look inside for Josh Cohen? It's Thomas at the commands. Bergen picks him up. Thomas looks inside. It is Cohen who scores. 5 seconds to go. Here comes Meza. One final heave from half court off the top of the backboard. And that does it in half number one. USC. Trojans moving the ball quickly. Haven't found the shot they want. This time, Thomas lines it up right down the well.
Trojans had great team movement.
Now Isaiah Elohim. He has Dylan Darling. 7 on the shot clock. Darling off the dribble, kicks it. Great pass. Griffin the finish and the foul.
Either his arm or shoulder. So we get another look.
Nifty move from Dylan Darling. And Griffin good on the free throw. Back over to Claude, who sat most of the first half with 2 fouls. The Trojan point guard goes to work, finds Elohim, air ball too strong. There's Thomas on the cleanup.
Yeah, not many people expect.
Claude to the rim, a bit too strong on the lay-in. Abo can't follow, And O'Neal with it for Idaho State. They're out and running. Inside, and another foul. Hollenbeck to the line.
Claude upset with that one. He thought he went straight up.
And it's Claude's third.
Returned from what seemed to be a leg injury.
Heads out. Hollenbeck, the Minute State transfer, rattles the science. Now at his third school. Yates tries to dish inside. Almost turns it over. Elohim. Back to Yates. Pull-up jumper. State. USC looking to extend the advantage. Thomas. Tough fadeaway. In and out. Cohen offensive board. And one.
Now this is an important spot for USC. A lot of and one.
Line for one more. Take another look. The offensive board. The second chance points. And USC leading by 8 now after the free throw. Largest lead. Inside, and his jumper from just inside to go. Hollenbeck the rebound. Pushing in transition. Backs down Abo. And resets to the top for Darling. Darling works past Thomas, and then a foul.
Impressive performance from him.
He's made an impact for Idaho State, but he's all right. See the UNC 6-point lead. Hits the team homestand. Lob to the top for Elohim. Longest homestand since 2020. Abo, contested three ball, rattles home.
And it'll be important for USC to get him going from beyond the arc. He provided a bunch of the offense from range for the Trojans in their season opener.
O'Neal to the cup. Off the mark, put back from Daberco. Aga. Other losses to UC Irvine, Long Beach State. It's a bit of a mixed bag. Darling to the cup, drops it off. And a foul inside. Hollenbeck wanted the poster. Makes the first. All of us back in. Elohim checks out. And Hollenbeck in the last 2.5 minutes. But Idaho State trying to make it a one-possession game. Daberco sets the screen. Darling downhill. Drops it off. Green up and in off the window. And it's a one-possession game once again here in South Central. Yates to Claude, to the corner. Abo, three ball, fouled by Green. And 3 big free throws. So Abo with just 3 points tonight. One more, and Abo makes for the Bengals. Darling, swerving, downhill. This time it's Griffin off the heel, Daberco offensive board. Darling, dancing, drops it off, Daberco's jumper, knocks it down. State. Trojans 2 fouls away from being in the bonus. Claude takes on Griffin to the rim and fouled on his way up. He was looking for a % free throw shooter a season ago. 3 for 4 in the opener. Abo has hit a couple here in the second half. Claude as well. Trojans 6 of 6 from the line. Darling down the right alley. Skips it. Corner 3. Knocks it down. Connor Hollenbeck. Double team shows. Daberco with it. Turns. Fires. In and out. And an over the back on Hollenbeck. And that is his 4th. 1-1, in and out. Abo can't hit the free throw. Dancing, step back, well short, and AG the rebound. Trojans out and running. Thomas to Claude, and he's fouled by Green, and Claude will head to the line. See how dynamic they can be when both are in, and Claude off the mark on the first.
Tall is short at 6'1", but next to these two giant.
Griffin has it on the wing. Darling down the left alley to the rim, lays it in.
Darling, a very shifty
1-point game here at Galen Center. Claude from the right wing into the corner. Yates, the fake, the three ball, a bit long. Darling climbs the ladder for it. And St. Thomas commits the foul, and Darling, a 1-1. He makes 8:45 to go. And Idaho almost turns it over. Into the corner for Yates, inside Cohen, up and in, and the Trojans back in front. Josh Cohen with 17 to lead USC. And a foul on Yates. That's his fourth, and it sends
He's -8.
Just a limited sample size. Grip 1. USC just one of its last 8.
And it's not Slackard guarding Dylan Darling, it's Desmond Claude.
Darling skips it. Otten misses the layup, but he's fouled by Abo. They call a block, and Otten to lead. And he's off on the first.
Every point will matter down the line.
To Darling.
And it was Slackard guarding Darling that time. He was able to keep the pace with the point guard of Idaho State.
Darling inside, drops it off, up and in. Isaiah Griffin puts Idaho State back. Tries to get it to Griffin, deflected. Griffin, pull up from the baseline, off the mark, down goes Green, and that foul on Slackard. Held Eric Musselman right in front of us looking for that hook and hold. We'll take a look. Thomas, thoughts?
It looks like it. He has that left arm wrapped around.
Flagrant foul on Jackson Green. Idaho State shooting free throws and potentially taking a 3-point lead. Clark have to go. Cohen gives to Claude, takes it inside, lays it in. USC back up 3. They get it to Darling. Tries to spin away from Claude and Cohen inside. Daberco fouled by Cohen.
He is incensed. I mean, we'll have to take another look at that. He is obviously not going in favor of USC, though.
Otten, second half. They were better in the first. Another miss by Otten, but sends it to O'Neal. Steps through, feeds, Daberco ties it with the jam. Timeout, Idaho State basketball. Abo works the baseline and fouled by Griffin. Just his second. Necessarily because of it, but has been a lot more to give USC the lead. And he does just that. 64-8, down just 1. It's with Darling. Skips it inside. O'Neal battling up, under, and in. And Idaho State back.
A little bit under the net and finding a shot angle.
Claude to the corner. Slacker, 3-ball for the lead. He is fouled by Otten. And it's the 4th on Otten. Watch it again. Otten tries to close out. And that right leg connects with Clark Slackard as he makes the first free throw.
With 2 more chances.
Hits a chance to make it a 2-point lead. In and out. Otten. Cohen. Time, or make that O'Neal and Cohen. Cohen. Drives inside to Thomas. Cohen has it tipped, able to regather into the wing for Slacker. Abo backing down. Double team shows. Cohen, pump fake, pull up, knocks it down. And USC up by 3.
Smart decision there by Cohen to not take the 3 ball, get just a little bit closer, still had a rattle at home.
Idaho State down 3. Darling. Inside. Offensive. A bucket here for the Trojans would give them a 2-possession lead with under 2 minutes to go in the 4th. Cohen knifes inside. Into the corner. Slacker to 3 ball. Not that time. And Darling with it. Up ahead, O'Neal lays it in, and it's back to a 1-point game.
You usually see the Trojans working well in transition, but it was the Bengals who capitalized.
Under 90 seconds to go. Claude weaves, tries to feed Cohen. Claude able to get it back. He sends it to Abo. Thomas poked away, and it stays USC basketball. With 15 to go, Trojans lead by 1. A lob up to the top. O'Neal tries to take it away. Loose on the floor with 5. Abo looks inside, he pulls up off the heel. O'Neal the rebound. 1 minute to go, and Idaho State is down just 1. Darling works on Claude. Pull up for the lead. Off the mark. Out of bounds. Idaho State basketball. They will take another look. He has the basketball. 45 seconds to go.
Fans
USC
on their feet.
Up 1. Bergen has Thomas. Cohen sets the screen. Thomas inside. What a read by Griffin to recover. Abo was cutting for what could have been. Into Cohen. 10 on the timer. Claude. They get it to Thomas. 3 ball in the air. Bullseye! USC by 4. 15 seconds to go. Darling to the rim. Blocked out of bounds by Cohen. 11.8 to go. But it's a 2-possession game. Idaho State needs a basket, and quickly. On the floor. Darling to the rim. Lays it up and in with 4.5 to go. Timeout. St. Thomas to trigger it in. Abo, Claude, Yates, and Slackard on the floor. Into Slackard. Fouled immediately. 3.7 on the clock.
Slackard 4 for 5 from the free throw line so far tonight.
And the first is up and in. It's a 3-point game. Musselman doesn't want to foul on a 3-point shot. Slacker to make it a 4-point game. He does.
Point shot. That's the message here.
Yates takes it away. Fouled with 1.8 to go. And that, so Yates to seal it. Hit on. Yates makes both. 6-point game. Bergen, one final heave. Idaho State gives USC all they can handle, but the Trojans survive, and they win it 75-69 here at home.